Hello, my name is Connor Fogelstrom, and I did my final CSC101 project on intellectual property. What is intellectual property? By definition, it is creations of the mind such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images used in commerce. As you can tell, this definition is extremely vague, but that is the point, which brings me to why it is so important. The point of intellectual property and the laws protecting it is to keep people's ideas, creations, and inventions safe. The recent increase in technology related to the internet and computers has made the lines of intellectual property somewhat blurry, which is why it is such an important topic. What I have learned and my goal for this project are similar. My aim is to inform people of what intellectual property actually is, how they can protect their intellectual property, and how they can avoid taking it from others without their permission. As previously stated, intellectual property can be defined as creations of the mind such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images used in commerce. Anyone can tell that all of these things are used in the everyday lives of people around the world, especially those who use technology regularly. Since intellectual property is such a vague term, it has caused many controversies recently. The main points of debate have been copyrights, patents, and trademarks. Copyrights can be used on many different types of property, such as books, music, paintings, sculpture, films, computer programs, databases, advertisements, maps, and technical drawings. A copyright was originally a way for a person to be creative, and it would protect their work from being imitated by other people. But today, its use has been changed and clouded. Now, especially with the use of the internet and technology, copyrights are used to stop creativity because people use the laws in place to unfairly inhibit new creativity through lawsuits and allegations. A patent is similar to a copyright in that it can be used for many of the same things, but it involves a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem, so it is a more original idea than a copyright. This makes them all the more important because a simple idea could be worth millions of dollars or save millions of lives. Yet, the issue at hand is that, like copyrights, people violate the laws in place to protect the original inventor. On the other hand, though, there are many people that use the laws to stop creativity through lawsuits and other allegations. Finally, there are trademarks. Trademarks are simply used to distinguish the goods or services of one enterprise from those of other enterprises. The idea of trademarking laws is to allow a company to own an idea or product that belongs to them, so that other people cannot use it without their permission. Trademarks can be tricky when it comes to intellectual property because a person can harm an entire company on a lawsuit or allegation based on an obscure trademark, such as a domain name. For more information, you can visit the link below. I will now go to the link to see the website where I got much of this information from. As you can see, it is a website solely about intellectual property. Here's the definition, as well as the types of intellectual property such as copyrights, patents, and trademarks. I'll click on copyright so you can take a look. As you can see, they have the definition of copyrights, and as well as some other articles you can read on your own time. The reason why intellectual property is such an important topic is because of the increase in the use of technology in people's everyday lives. Technology is now a part of a human's life as much as breathing. Intellectual property is a way that people are able to protect their ideas from others. People are driven by money, and it would be nearly impossible for anyone to make money if their ideas were not protected. Specifically, on the internet and on computers, it is easy for people to have their ideas stolen. The internet and electronics business makes millions of dollars per year, and people need to have their inventions and innovations protected. Copyrights, patents, and trademarks are essential to today's electronic world. They make it safe for people to have ideas and avoid having to worry about them being stolen. Stolen intellectual property can lead to lawsuits, or worse. It is taken very seriously because of what is at stake. People spend their lives innovating and inventing to make the world a better place. If these people had to live in fear because their ideas were not protected the world, and specifically technology, could not advance at such a rapid pace as it does today. Another large problem that arises because of intellectual property is plagiarism. It has become very simple in today's world to take information from a source without citing it. This is illegal, and intellectual property does its best to stop this from happening. It does so by forcing people to say where they got information, pictures, etc. from. Someone spent their time making that information available, and it's not right for a person to ignore intellectual property by not giving them the credit they deserve for their hard work. In the long run, intellectual property will become harder and harder to monitor because more and more information will flood the internet, but it can be easily fixed. As you can see, this survey that I conducted says that people believe that technology causes more issues with intellectual property. Here's a video that I conducted about intellectual property.
Intellectual property. Widespread access to digitized information raises questions. Copyright issues have been caused by combining existing content with audio, video, and textual content. Do you think intellectual property has become an issue recently because of computer innovation?
Yes. The advancement of computers caused more and more copyright concerns.
What is wrong with copyright concerns?
By combining different types of content, the original work has been lost.
This graph measures countries around the world that are changing their intellectual property laws and regulations. It shows that the US is a leader, even though there are still many things to fix. CSC101 taught me various things, and many of them are concerned with intellectual property. The first thing that it taught me is simply what intellectual property is, because most people are familiar with the concept but don't know the actual name of it. It is quite intuitive in that most people would assume that a person with an idea, creation, or invention should be protected from people who may try to steal their property. It was CSC 101 that put a name to this idea for me, and hopefully I can spread my new knowledge to others. CSC 101 also introduced intellectual property to me in that I now understand the reason for works cited pages and similar reference pages. I never truly understood the importance of stating where I got information from. It is a way for the person who got that information to protect themselves from people out there who intend to steal it. If it were not for CSC 101, I would not feel so strongly that people with ideas, creations, and inventions should have their property protected. With the research that I have conducted because of this class, it has become more clear to me that intellectual property has become a major issue, and there need to be more laws put into place, or they need to be severely revised. Finally, CSC 101 showed me that intellectual property is used in everyday life, whenever a person uses a computer or the internet. People need to be more conscious of this fact and not steal from others, because it is a crime. In conclusion, intellectual property is a topic that everyone should have knowledge of. It applies to the life of anyone who uses the internet, which is why it is so important. Although the definition is broad, it can be applied to many things on the internet. It is important because people can have their life's work taken from them in the blink of an eye, and it must be stopped by a collective effort. If you're interested in learning more, here's a link to the website I created for CSC 101 about intellectual property. This is the home page. It contains an abstract. I'll go to the introduction page where you can read more about intellectual property, and I'll go through some other pages. Here's a background page with a video and some more information, as well as another video and some analysis on the subject, the relation to CSC 101 and what it truly meant to me, and then my conclusion. Thank you for watching.